Hey everybody, how you doing out there? Welcome to week 2. Sorry for the delay in the video for the week. I had to get all the teams set up and all of the transition of critical information before I do the video because it would be probably useless to do a video without all that content. But now we're here. I've looked at all of your introductory videos. I know who's in the class now, and I've established teams. So if you go to announcements and you look at teams here, here are the teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 teams. Now, what I've seen historically, once teams are established, there might be another student adding to the class this week, or there might be a student dropping the class. But I like to set up the teams as soon as possible so you can start your conversations. The upside to this class is the teams don't start, the teamwork doesn't start until about week 4 or 5, so you have some time. I wouldn't wait too long because the assignments are pretty hardy on the team end of the class, so some strategizing now will be helpful. The other announcement I posted last night, well, 2 more. One is DQ grades. I'm seeing that maybe some folks didn't clearly understand the DQ expectation, so I'm going to give a little bit of flexibility this first week just so people settle in. But moving into this week, you need to post one original thought of your own, authored by you, and then you need to respond to 2 peers. You have to post 3 times to each discussion question for full grade consideration. Again, I let it slide this week, but next week I will be grading accordingly to the syllabus and the announcement tab. So if you're confused, read through this, and if you have questions, reach out to me, okay? And the other thread that I posted last night was, now that you have a team, you need to elect a project manager. By Sunday at the latest, hopefully before then, just tell me who the project manager is going to be. This is the person's facilitating conversations of teamwork to me. Try to simulate as much of a working environment as possible. And with the project manager, once a team is done with an assignment, the project manager is the only one that submits the assignment on behalf of the team. I don't want duplicate or multiple submissions of the same assignment per team. You just have to have faith, like you have in a workplace, have faith in your project manager. Once they submit it, I will grade and give everybody the grade that's distributed. So again, please, 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 1 per team. Also, project managers will give me updates throughout the term. So at the end of each week, I'll say, if it's a team assignment, how did the team do? Now, if the project manager tells me, Glenn was missing in action, Glenn will get a 0 on the assignment. The rest of the team will get the grade earned. Again, this is trying to help with people that are hoping the team carries them through the class. We've all seen that happen in a class more than once, I imagine, which is unfortunate. The other thing that can happen is maybe the project manager reaches out to me and say, Sarah did work, but marginal work, whatever the team got as grade, Sarah might not get the same grade. Still will get points, but at least not fail the assignment. My plea to you is, you're in a team, contribute equally. So your project manager doesn't have to be put in that position to share with me, and everybody's going to get the same grade. But that's how I manage teams. Also, I've provided team forums, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. Also, a bit of coaching. I'm going to read this to you because it's so critical. Do not wait. If you've reached out to your team and have not heard from everyone, move forward with those that you have chatted with. Some people take a bit to get engaged, and I don't want the students that are very proactive saying, we haven't heard from Alan yet, so we need to wait. No, just work on the assignment, and then when Alan comes in to do work, just give Alan whatever's left over. Do not wait for your peers, because again, there are some folks that have varied working schedules, and there's only certain finite times they can help work with the team. I don't want to respect that. If someone shows up late, as I said, plug them in. If someone is missing in action, do not include their name on the work. And that's another thing I didn't mention earlier, is if somebody doesn't do work on the team, do not feel obligated to give them recognition on the assignment by putting their name on it. Just omit their name and tell me in an email. It is my hope that everyone is active and engaged. This class has several team assignments. Business is a team sport. I strongly encourage you to contact your team as soon as possible. To that end, what I've created for you here, and I'm going to, oh, they weren't open yet, so this is going to be helpful. I'm publishing it now. These are your team folders. So let's say you're on team 1. You go in here and start the conversation with your team. Now, you don't have to use the forms I've created for your communication throughout the whole term. You might have a different way you communicate. Maybe you're doing a text feed, or you're doing Discord, or however you communicate, that's fine. But you can use this as your main communication as well. I like to provide it. It's easy for the first week because not everybody has each other's emails yet. So this is where you can provide that information. Again, you can use it or not use it, but it's here for you, okay? And so also want you to respect that you just go into the team folder that is your team. So when we go back here and look at announcements, and it says teams, and let's say Max says, I'm in team 3, so jumping back out, Max should only go into team 3's folder, nobody else's folder, okay? So we closed out week 1. I've graded your introductory videos. I've graded Jenny and gave, again, everybody full points, just so if there were folks that were confused, we'll move forward and do better next time. And what I'll be doing by the end of the week is grading your VMCs, and I have examples for you. Now, coming into week 2, again, the same theme and tempo. You're going to have chapter 3, which is global business, and then a quiz. And one of my favorite topics in business is business ethics, and you have another quiz. Also, this week, we've got HR trends as your discussion question. So you jump out here, see if nobody's posted yet, but this is the 11 key trends that are happening in 2025. I know in 2026, but this is a very good video to give you a good understanding of HR. And again, I mentioned before, a BA 101 class is a survey class. You get to learn about many different vocations that you can choose. Do you want to go to marketing? Do you want to go to accounting? Maybe somebody out there wants to go into HR. So this is some of the functions of HR. Some of you might not want to go into HR. It's important to know about HR as well. Okay? Human Resource Management, HRM. So that is the discussion question of the week. And then the assignment of the week, there's 2. You've got business and community. And I've posted a couple examples for you. I cannot emphasize enough, look at the examples. They're spectacular when I have them. So this is one done by Melanie. She was a student of mine. This is the business type cafe she goes to. The pictures are sprinkled in, the personality of the document. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking, if you give me an 8.5 by 11, just printed text, it's not going to get a very good grade. That's all I'm looking for. Pretty clean, pretty sharp. The other example here, let me go back, is business examples. Right here, this is one on Dutch Bros, and this is Lacey's, and quick service business, pictures. I love pictures. Why here? Community benefits, personal experience, which I find very important. And the end. Okay, it doesn't have to be high impact. I just want you to start thinking about business as business. Okay. And then the other assignment this week, there are 2. You have your Google certifications, and they're free. You go to this Google Skill Shop, and you can choose from any of these to start doing your certifications. I talked about it briefly the first video. So you got Google Ads, Google Marketing, Google Analytics. And when you go into each of these, it'll guide you to different certifications. You can either take a screenshot of your score or send me a copy of your certification, and that will suffice. That means you passed. Now, very important to know is these, even though they're free, they don't want to just give them to everybody. So there's a certain percentage you have to earn to pass. And if you fail the certification, you can't get back in for 24 hours. So make sure you're ready to take those certifications. But all I need is a certification, which you should get, or a screenshot of your work saying you passed. Okay? And then finally, that wraps up the week. We'll go into week 3, which is another individual week, but I also, again, want to encourage you to start reaching out to your teams. And next week is entrepreneurism, okay? Hopefully you find these videos helpful. Now you have your teams. This is where we can now move forward and be pretty much gelling for the rest of the semester or term. Okay, folks, you have a good week, and I'll talk to you online next week, if not before.